Hello, folks. It's Johnny. You might not like this video, especially if you're, one of the kind of people who doesn't have an open mind. But I want to talk about some subjects that I've been seeing lately on Facebook, YouTube, and around the industry of work from home. I've been in this industry going on 2 decades now. And, point blank, I've seen the best come and the best go, according to the people promoting it. You wake up to these things, you get on Facebook, you wake up to these things, and they're like, oh, this is the best, this is the greatest, this is the greatest compensation plan, great owners. Then you come to find out that the compensation plan doesn't, favor the weak promoter. It doesn't favor the new guy. It doesn't favor, people to be respectful. It doesn't favor integrity. It doesn't favor a lot of the positive attributes that we once had in this industry. Work from home is not easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it. But today I just want to talk to you, about what happens when you get into, things that are out of your control. Like an average person will come on there and punch into Google how to make money online, and they're going to see all kind of stuff. The best keyword guys, the best SEO guys, or they'll come to YouTube and they'll see, this, that, and the other. Well, the problem with that is 90%, I'd say 9 out of 10 ads that you see, they're lying, or they're embellishing, or they're, telling you that, here's the dream. This is the dream. This is the dream. But then, 6 months down the line, you wind up in a nightmare. There's a lot of people that'll do that. And what they tend to do is they step over $100 bills to grab a roll of pennies. That's what they do. They head straight for this little 10-cent stuff, when for the same time, effort, and team building, and same caring about your team in something else that's legit with a legit product, what tends to happen is they don't care about their teams. If you sign up with someone, they wait till they see their little tiny 10-cent commissions or 20-cent commissions, and they don't care. They don't care anymore. But, just to take the time out, before you signed up, they was always calling you. They're always in your message box. What are you waiting on? You know what I mean? Are you going to join or not? Or this, that, and the other. This is the best, the best, the best. And it's all hype. Everything's hype. And I found out, during my 2 decades of being online, I've been online since the 90s. I haven't had a regular 9-to-5 job since 1994, thanks to the internet. And I love it. And believe me, I was once a bum. I was once, from a bad side. If anybody's from Pittsburgh, you know how the north side of Pittsburgh is. I was born and raised top of Federal Street, high crime area. When the crack epidemic came, it just kind of wiped out everybody I knew, the family. My friends was even in jail. Some of them had passed away due to that stuff. So I chose a different career to try to backpedal from that kind of life. I was born broke. I'm one of them guys that loved the food bank. I loved certain aspects of food stamps. I always liked that stuff. I was poverty stricken my whole life. I was raised by my grandmother that was, raising all these kids. So I decided a different way for myself. And thank goodness for work from home. Thank goodness for the internet. Thank goodness for Facebook and things like that. Thank God that these things exist, because that's the only reason why you're seeing me now, is because of this stuff that exists. But then you get these unscrupulous people, like I said, 9 out of 10 of them are in it for a con. They got to con you into joining. They got to say, oh, we'll get these digital product packages, and we'll do this, that, and the other. And it all sounds great. It sounds like a dream until you're actually in it. Once they get paid, they kind of drop off the face of the earth. And that's the problem with this industry, and that's why a lot of people now are getting turned off from it. And then you got the money game players, you got these cryptocurrency people. Listen, nothing's going to beat Bitcoin, ever. Nothing's going to be legit like Bitcoin, so forget about it. Even Bitcoin went down a couple $100 a coin. Those industries are getting faded out. If the first person that's in one of them cryptocurrency places, if they put $1 million in a cryptocurrency and say the currency's at a penny a coin, when it goes up to like 5 cents, that first person takes out $5 million. You do realize that. So $4 million of all these people's investments are already paid out to the first person in there. And usually, they got a cram-packed type thing. Well, there's all kind of scams just like that. There's all kind of scams, like people, learning how to program these boxes, and they're selling them for $400 for free cable. All kind of scams. And that's what makes my job, the real marketer, the real marketing professional, it makes it a little bit harder, okay? Because people are so burnt out on getting burnt. They come to you for something real, and it's probably too late because they got it already in their brain that this is a losing situation. You know, when it doesn't really have to be. It doesn't have to be a losing situation for you. If you're new and you're looking to make money online, you gotta talk to the people that actually was broke at one time, not these guys that's been driving Lamborghinis and, you know, rented Ferraris and all this other crap. That's a crap lifestyle, to be honest with you. That's not going to pay your bills every month. A rented lifestyle is not going to do that for you. You got to get with people that you want to emulate, and you got to find out what they're doing. And if they're not offering you some assistance, because this industry is hard, if they're not offering you no assistance, and you sign up with them, then it's your fault. You're going to get burned. And, you know, it does. It's sad, but then, you know, true marketing professionals start to become callous. You know, at one point in time, I felt sad. And my friends was like, why are you such a bleeding hearts club kind of guy? You always worried about this person and that person getting burnt. Well, you know, when it's their fault. And I've got, you know, 6 to 7 figure earners telling me this stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm in that category too. I've been a 6-figure earner for as long as I know. I can make $100,000 a year, you know, sometimes before February, because I know what's the scam and I know how to do longevity. And I've seen a lot of cash and I've spent a lot of cash. I wasted a lot of time. I bought a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have bought. I've done all the stuff. Everything that, you know, during 21 years that I've been around online, I've been doing a lot of dumb stuff, you know. And it wasn't until a couple years ago that I just started buckling down and making a future. You know what I mean? And believe me, those people that say MLM is garbage, they're retarded anyway, because that's where everything started, okay? Multi-level is where everything started. Everything about this work from home industry came from multi-level. And I see a lot of bashing out there. Oh, MLM, this, that, and the other. I see a lot of people, you know, trying to rag on trading and, you know, all this stuff. They don't understand that, you know, this industry itself in multi-level marketing and network marketing, affiliate marketing, selling things, we are all consumers. So that's a big industry. It's a multi-billion dollar industry per year. And, you know, some of us are making you know, a nice percentage of this money. You know what I mean? It all depends upon who you follow. And I know this rant goes all over the place, but these are the things that be coming up in my mind. You know what I mean? I sit back and I think about this stuff, and I get irritated, and I get, you know, sort of pissed off when I see, you know, stuff in my inbox that makes no sense. That's the reason for today's video. I get a message about some OneCoin or something. All those coin places are simultaneously, over a period of time, they're taking people's money, and that's all they're doing. You know, these cycler deals, taking people's money. These red share deals where they pay you a percentage. Where does that percentage come from if there is no outside income coming into these companies? Where do these crypto coins come? Where is the money coming from to pay out the first people in there? That's what I'd like to know. You know, people get duped with the lifestyle. They get duped into believing that they can actually do something. They get duped into believing that they got the best company in that niche. They get duped to believing it. I just want you all to know that there are real multi-level opportunities if you're networking with the right people, if you're focused on your, you know, your drive, whatever drives you to want to become a success, that's what you got to ride off of. You can't ride off of what some guy's going to be, you know, professional storytellers, what I like to call them. They're not marketers to me. They're professional storytellers, and you know, basically bullshit artists. They got the gift of gab, as my grandmother used to tell me. You know, and those are the kind of people that, you know, I try to stay away from. I try to stay away from all that stuff. I try to stay away from bogus deals. I've recently planted my flag in the last 2 years. I've been promoting a company that's really paying well. It cancels out the need to go look any further. You know what I mean? And people are in my inbox all the time about that as well. I'm very dedicated. You know, amongst other people within the industry, there are some dedicated people that's really got your best interest at heart. This was just a rant from me. We're about to celebrate our 4th of July weekend with all the people from Pittsburgh, or that's in the area. We're thinking about doing a couple, you know, real good cookouts coming in August. You know, that's our life. When you are a success in this industry, you get to pick and choose what you want to do. You know what I mean? I don't wake up to no alarm clock. I don't do all that stuff. And a lot of people need this financial freedom. but they just don't know how to get it. They follow the wrong people. They follow the wrong ideas. They don't know math well enough to know that most of this stuff is a Ponzi or a pyramid, and it just sickens me. Like, I'd like to hear your opinion about this stuff. If you have an opinion, go ahead and drop that stuff in the comments section. You know, but for now, people just wisen up. Listen, take care of your business here online. Stop telling people that, you know, it's all peaches and cream when it's really not. Stop telling them it's easy to make all this money when it's really not. Stop telling them they don't need a drive, they just need to post things on Facebook. This is giving the wrong idea about this industry. People need to wisen up or get the hell out of the industry. That's it, you know what I mean? All right, my friends, thank you for watching, and, you know, wait for the next video. You know it's coming. Hello, my friends, Johnny back in the backyard. Just doing a little video. I'd like to, you know, talk a little bit about all this crap that's going on with these cycler deals and all this other stuff. If you're trying to get a passive income, they very rarely ever exist. You're not going to get paid, you're not going to make an income, you're not going to make riches, you're not going to be wealthy, you're not going to be nothing with half of them passive things. I seen a friend of mine post, you know, get up off your ass if you're going to do something. Well, if you don't get up off your ass and you have no intentions on it and you're just looking for something you sign up, put some money to, and then it's just going to pay you, you might as well not even be online. And, you know, I don't say that from inexperience. I joined the passive deals too when I was, you know, young and growing up in this industry. I've been in here for 2 decades, you know, and some change, and I've never really experienced any kind of success in the passive deals. Now, do they exist? Probably. Would I join them? Nah. You know why? Because I like to work. I get up off my ass every day. You know, by the time my mornings start, I probably got more work in than, you know, 75% of the people online. I'm always trying to constantly network with people, and I'm not looking for this like get rich quick type of stuff. You know, I pick offers according to what I think I can do. Most people try to grasp at stuff that they have no knowledge of. They grasp onto it. They pay their little $100, $200, $300 a month for these big things when you know, they're just listening to, you know, people in their ear all the time saying, oh, well, you can make such and such, you can make such and such. Yeah, although it could be true that you probably could make it, most people don't have the knowledge to make it. They make this stuff seem like it's so damn easy, and it's not. And when people say that this industry's easy, it kind of insults me because I put in a lot of work. Can stuff be obtained? Of course it can. I've been rich dozens of times. Have I ever been wealthy? No, because pure wealth is what you're going to pass on, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm actually in the process of building stuff that I could pass on to my son. You know, as we see people coming new online, you know, they believe in a lot of bullshit. I mean, you know, I hate to say that, use that kind of language, but most people want to believe that you turn on a computer, you post a link, and then you get thousands of dollars a month. It just doesn't happen like that. And those kind of people I really don't like to work with because they're thinking that this is the lottery. It takes a lot of damn work. You know what I mean? Point blank. If you're not into socializing and being a networker and talking to people, you're not going to bump elbows with the people you need to in order to make yourself a success. Everybody wants to, you know, follow these dudes that's been, you know, notoriously in failures, failed companies, failed marketing, failed this, that, and the other. You know, people that had, you know, minuscule stretches of having a couple dollars, and they you know, they have no longevity online, yet they still follow them time after time, sinking money into baskets that are just meant for a couple people. You know, you can't expect to get rich off of these things, like these coin deals, like these cycler deals, these rev shares. I get it all the time. I have, you know, hundreds of Skype groups that complain about this stuff. The admin took the money, they took this money, they took the money, only certain people get paid. Yeah, well, what makes you believe that you're the one that's going to get paid? That's the question. What makes you believe? Okay. And another thing, these people, they come online, they say, okay, he's popular on Facebook, so they follow this guy on Facebook. Don't you think that he has thousands of followers? What's the odds on him helping you? He's got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people before you that gets help. So you may never get no help, but you might be paying, you know, auto ship for him to get paid. You know what I mean? every month, because he don't care. You know, most of these people that have these large followings, they don't care. You got to get with somebody that's brutally honest, and there's a lot of us out there. I'm being one of them, but this is not a promotional video because I really don't care. Newbies coming into the market or into the industry, they don't affect my income either which way. I don't care whether they sign up or they don't. You know what I mean? Because there's smart people and then there's people that are uneducated. You know, I'm not going to say that they're dumb, but some people are just foolish and idiots. I mean, put it point blank. I told you I was brutally honest. I made my bones through all kind of unorthodox ways. I've done everything from talk to people on 3-ways to, you know, Skype help to TeamViewer, you know, whatever they needed, Google Hangouts, whatever. You know, if people have the interest and the drive to make money, you got to find somebody that's making the amount of money that you want to make and try to emulate what they do. It's not real hard. If you do the same thing I'm doing, you know, busting my ass every day, if you bust your ass every day, you're going to have similar results. And that's with any program. It makes no difference. As long as it's legal, ethical, and legit, I don't care what program it is. I can max out a compensation plan just as well as the next man, but you don't see me out there, you know, posting pictures of my riches and all that other stuff. The only reason why I come to my backyard is because I feel comfortable here, and my wife's working. You know, my wife's a drop shipper. She don't market. She chose, you know, the drop shipping route, and she makes just as much money as I do, if not more. You know what I mean? So it's all selective. If you like a certain niche, go to that niche and be all you can be. You network with people. Don't get involved with the scam artists, the hype artists, and all the people that just want to say, hey, you can make $1 million with me, because it don't come true. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your money. And just like the friend said in the post, if you're not willing to bust your ass, you might as well just turn off your computer. You might as well, because this is not the industry for you. If you bust your ass, you're going to get, you know, karma. Karma's going to give you back what you feed into the industry. If you feed all positive stuff, you're going to get all positive reactions. And sometimes you got to take a loss in order to learn. I took many losses before I learned how to win. Yeah, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to take that loss to learn, to cut your losses. You know what I mean? Learn how to. Most people just hang on for dear life, you know, hoping for this this miracle, and it never quite happens. And they get burned out and they leave. And it's mostly due to the person that they're dealing with, because that's their responsibility. Somebody signs up with me, it's my responsibility to give them all the stuff that I use in order to make the money that I make. Okay? That way they have a fair chance to do the same thing. Now, whether they take that information and they go somewhere else and they don't do nothing with it, that's their fault then. Then I don't feel so bad. But when a person says, hey, make, you know, $1,000 off of a $100 investment, $1.16, I seen one in my email, it's $100. They'll cycle you out a few times. You don't have to do nothing, no recruiting required. That's all BS. Believe it when I tell you. When they say non-recruiting, you better run. When they say we're going to pay you X amount of percentage on your investment, you better run. Because those things are just, you know, a coin toss. Some people win, most people lose. You know, that 97% that they say that fail, quote unquote, they say that fail, 97% of them people are one of them well-wishers, one of them lottery players. You know, because the 3% are the people that sit around like me and bust their asses every day. Okay, this is not part-time for me. This is not a hobby. So I bust my ass every day so that I can stay at home. You know what I mean? Look at it. It's Monday morning, about 10 o'clock, 10:30, something like that. I don't even know what time it is. It's Monday morning, and all I got to do is sit out here on the patio making a video for you. I could go in there and watch the 92-inch TV. I could turn on the 140-inch in the backyard. I could sit there and listen to the waterfalls. I could go start a fire if I wanted to, because I made it that way. You know what I mean? I made it that way. I built my dream already, and I try to help people that really want to build their dream too. You know, some of them are hard-headed, some of them don't listen, some of them have shiny ball syndrome where they just jump on 20 things thinking that the odds are going to pay them, like 2 out of 20 is going to work. No, it's not that way. You pick something, you stand by it, you put effort into it, you go for it longevity. Once that becomes automatic for you, then you decide to pick up something else. You get a good tutor, you get a good mentor, somebody that, you know, you want to emulate. You follow them people, listen to what they're doing, you know what I mean? Find out what their next projects are. Try to get in with them people, start networking, start talking to people, and you ain't gonna have no problems. But if you sit there saying, oh, I just gotta log in and click refresh, waiting for them denominations to start rolling up, you're just gonna be there all day, you know, grinding your gears, just paying for internet, paying your auto ship. That's point blank. If you're buying into rev shares, you think at 2%, 5%, they could put anything on them websites. Are they paying you that? Probably not, because by the time you try to cash out, all the money's gone. So, you know, that's just my wise words for a Monday. I love Mondays. I wake up when I want, I do what I want, I live how I want. I just basically just do exactly what I wanted to do. That's why I've been building all these years. I've been building up to this point, to do what I want to do with my life. And that should be your point in your drive too. If you're driven, and you want to know what I'm doing, listen, my inbox is always open. You know what I mean? Whether this be on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. My inbox is always open. But take a word of advice from me. There is no passive deals. There is no put in X amount of dollars and get out X amount of dollars, because nothing in this world, especially online, is guaranteed. But the only thing that is guaranteed is if you got to drive and you put in the effort and you bust your ass every day like other people do on this online, don't let them fool you into believing that this is easy, but it's going to be well worth it in the long run. If you can do all that, you're driven, I expect to see you in my message box. But if not, listen, good luck with them cycler deals, and good luck with them scamming people that'll just take your money. They don't care. They make a couple pennies off you. They don't care. You know what I mean? But like I said, have a happy Monday, everybody. Take this little piece of advice from me. I'm going to be back on my video tour now that the weather's broke. It's 70 some degrees out here. This feels like, you know, the beach. You know what I mean, to me. I appreciate you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Yeah, I remember little matrices and stuff from the early 2000s and stuff, you know, $7 deals and things, and I just went through some paperwork, and, you know, this was a $7 deal, I do believe, $7, and I made, you know, thousands of dollars, just like it was residual here. And this one is for Canaway. You know, my first check was like $5,300. I mean, these things can be made. This is a $7 program. Look, there was thousands made. These ain't even all the receipts because I can't find them all, but that was thousands of dollars. So can you imagine what I'm going to do with Nexus Rewards? Can you imagine what I'm going to do with SoFi Banking? Can you imagine what I'm going to do with this matrix system? Like, if I've done this in the past, I'm just now coming back. So if you're part of the matrix, you're going to need my help anyway. You might as well sign up for Nexus, get involved, and then get all this free money around it. It's crazy as hell. I know it sounds weird. Listen, if you're smart, you're going to get into this, because this is the kind of stuff that I'm anticipating happening in like 5 or 6 months from now. You know, people that are getting in now are going to have, you know, residual incomes being built by, you know, people above them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that for spillover purposes, but I'm a spillover creator. I don't get it. I create it. So, you know, like, listen, you don't believe this stuff is real. Like, these are real checks that I've received over the years, like, you know, for this same kind of thing. So, you know, and that's just one, that's a one for instance. You know what I mean? Like, listen, click the link. Pay the $50 one time, $10 a month for your matrix. And listen, you're going to get more savings than that. You're going to get a free $34 when you get in there. You can hook up with the SoFi link and get $25 free there. Pass out your link, get $100 for referral. There's a $20 link on one application. There's a $30 referral on another application. There's just so much little tiny money, and it adds up. Don't be a fool this time. Get involved.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, I'm married to this game, that's who I made my wife. Said I die alone, I told that bitch she probably right. One thing that's for sure, not a stranger to this life. Got a safe that's full of Franklins and a shoulder full of stripes. I don't know a nigga like myself. I say self-made, meaning I design myself. County jail fade, you can pull my file yourself. Spot raid, swallow rocks, I'm getting high myself. Yeah, damn right I like the life I built. I'm from West Side 60, shit I might got killed. Standing so tall, they think I might got stills. Legendary baller like Mike, like Wilt. 96 Impala, thug life on wheels. Up against the wall, squabble at Fox Hills. Like a motherfucking boss, ask me how I feel. Successful street nigga touching them first meals. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, Hustle paid the price, want a slice. Got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price, want a slice. Got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. I got everything I said I was gonna get on my kid. In addition to that fact, I went legit. I'm the shit now according to the way that I'm positioned. In this biz, it look like I'm just gonna keep on getting rich. Know them Westside RSCs is us. LAPD on my dick, I'ma squeeze and bust. If a rap nigga did switch cheese and bust. All this rap money, nigga, look, I need too much. Money, loyalty, and love in the dream we trust. You'll be switching up the players on your team too much. Tiny Copy, that's my low, Young Supreme, what's up? And we travel around the world getting cream or what? Ain't you get off on whoever hustle seem to rush? Las Vegas strip pop, yeah, you creamed them punks. After all that looking tough, all he seen was stunts. 50 Cent and Mayweather flee the scene with us. True story. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. I'm married to this gang, that's who I made my wife. Said I die alone, I told that bitch she probably right. One thing that's for sure, not a stranger to this life. Got a safe that's full of Franklins and a shoulder full of stripes. I don't know a nigga like myself. I say self-made, meaning I design myself. County jail fades, you can pull my file yourself. Spot raid, swallow rocks, I'm getting high myself. Yeah, and damn right I like the life I built. I'm from West Side 60, shit I might got killed. Standing so tall, they think I might got stills. Legendary baller like Mike, like Wilt. 96 Impala, thug life on wheels. Up against the wall, squabble at Fox Hills. Like a motherfucking boss, ask me how I feel. Successful street nigga touching them first meals. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. I got everything I said I was gonna get on my kid. In addition to that fact, I went legit. I'm the shit now according to the way that I'm positioned. In this biz, it look like I'm just gonna keep on getting rich. Know them Westside RSCs is us. LAPD on my dick, I'ma squeeze and bust. If a rap nigga did switch cheese and bust. All this rap money, nigga, look, I need too much. Money, loyalty, and love in the dream we trust. You'll be switching up the players on your team too much. Tiny Copy, that's my low, Young Supreme, what's up? And we travel around the world getting cream or what?
Here we go. Yeah, this is better late than never. I'm about a day or two late with these things, but you can see this is 2024. You see it was Halloween and a couple days later. Yeah, there's more on the way probably because that's the way this thing goes, but we're going to just go ahead and open these up for you so you can see. This is it. It's just gifting, man. It's just a gifting community, just like I've been doing for 20 years. It's just a gifting community. And we'll show you there's a statement. saying that this is voluntary and there's no stress, no strain, no coercion, no nothing. People just doing what they regularly do. That's 25 bucks. They left a little note here. Okay. Okay, here's a statement from Wanda. Okay. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, but this happens all the time. This isn't something that this isn't rare. This is something that happens all the time. You just get an invitation. If you live in the United States, you're 18 years old, you know a couple people. I mean, you know, people just come in there and tell a couple of their friends, they take off. There's 5 levels to be gone through. I mean, this 25 is just one of them. There's 5 levels to be gone through. The pace is up to you. You dictate your own pace in these kind of things. You have 7 people to help you, no matter what you do, no matter what you decide to do. As soon as you step in here, you got 7 people to help you. It's not like MLM. It's not like affiliate marketing where you're left by yourself. You got a whole team. We created a thing where you have a whole team of people working with you to do the same thing. They're trying to get blessed just as well as you are. So, you know, you follow the rules. 18 years old, United States, get an invite, get in fast. We're a couple months in. We plan to be around a few years, so you better get your thinking caps on, get your little 2 envelopes, 2 stamps, get you an inviter, get an invite. Okay, people, here we are it's the 7th today. It's Saturday, but this was stamped on the 3rd. You see it came to me. We're going to flip this over real fast here because we like to keep people's anonymity. We are private, invitation only, so if you get an invite, you're pretty special, I think. We're going to open this up real quick here. Just wanted to get this out. I like to get them out when I think of them, and this ain't the only times. But see, you see a donation form, and you see this is 20, 40, 50. Okay, now let me explain something. I just held back all the gifts that I've gotten since last Monday, so we're gonna say that's been like 10 days for the mail or so. I'm not sure, 10 days for the mail or so. So we're gonna put this out there because people think $25 or $50 ain't a lot, but if you think about it, these since last Monday have come in. This is $225 and this is 50 more, so that's $275 that I was gifted from this community. Now, what this represents is hard work, and you know what I mean. I put a lot of invitations out there. I answer a lot of emails. I follow up with my team. I follow all the rules myself. I don't try to gyp anybody. I come in at all levels the first day. Since the first day, I've had all the levels. So can you imagine? These are the 50s now. When I first started last month, I was getting 25s all the time. Now I'm getting 50s all the time. The next level is 100. So the next kind of, you know, the next kind of blessings that I'm going to be opening are like $100. So what are you going to wait? You're going to wait till you see me opening up the 500 before you come in on a 25? It's silly. Just come on, man. It's a community of people. We all care. If you're seeing these videos, then you already know. You're in the group. You're in the community. You're exchanging in gifts. Whether you have sent them or you've received them right now, you already know what the program is. And listen, we're not going to beg you to come and share blessings. It's not that kind of party. But if you're seeing this video and you're seeing these things for the first time, just know this stuff works if you work it. Yes, there's certain things you have to do. You got to invite, you got to follow up, you got to do a lot of communicating with other people. You know what I mean? Yeah, but this is possible. There are people that are willing. You know, they're just waiting to send you a blessing. Trust me when I tell you, this community's lit. It's called the Blessing Exchange. If you're not familiar, if this falls into a Facebook group or wherever it's at, if you're not familiar, get in contact with the person that sent you to this video.